Welcome to the TLC Unleashed show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life with your host, Traci Lynn. This show is brought to you by Quest Nutrition. Cheat clean and make healthy eating fun with Quest Nutrition products. Buzz Pop cocktails are the indulgent cocktail with a healthy twist. Good evening, everyone. I apologize for being a few minutes late. We're getting set up. We've got a bunch of goodies here tonight and two outstanding, incredible people in the studio live with me today. So we have with us Denise Hogate, my friend and one of my clients who is dear to my heart. She came here today, and I am just so honored and feel so blessed that you're here today. And I know there's going to be a couple tears because this is going to be a really incredible show. Not like, it's going to be a little different than everything. So I just really want to welcome you to the show and thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much for having me, Traci.
Yay. Next up, my friend and Joshua Berglund. He is a business development consultant. He is also a motivational speaker. He is going to be the next TD Jakes. And I'd like to welcome him to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So we also have some alkaline water in the house tonight, brought to you by Richard Hogate. So I want to thank him as well. I don't know if you want to roll around, just kind of come in the picture just to say hi. We actually have like a big jug.
Yes, we got 5 gallons.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we feel already. Joshua was saying that he already felt it at a cellular level today. So that's incredible.
Yeah, I've had a migraine for 4 days and I immediately feel better. I really do like this water. That's why I've had 7 glasses. So I may have to get up and use the restroom.
7.
But I really have had 7. And this, I poured the other water out and put yours back in. So I hope you don't mind.
Wow.
I really like it.
Just cover the label.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to give them any free plug.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
No free credit here.
Yeah. That guy's water is way better.
This show is brought to you by Quest Nutrition, also Buzz Pop cocktails. Amazing sponsors. Quest Nutrition has the protein bars, the protein powders, the healthy chips. If you can get a healthy chip, you definitely get it with Quest. Amazing. And also Buzz Pop cocktails. They are not in the house tonight, and I owe you, yes. So Buzz Pop cocktails, amazing, healthy sorbet with alcohol in it. It's also gluten-free. It's fat-free, and it's made with fresh fruit. They're fantastic. You can go find them. Also, Joseph Isaacs, shout out to you. You can go find them on their website and at www.buzzpopcocktails.com. So check them out. Also, Quest Nutrition. I know you guys know all about them. We've got some goodies coming in, so they'll be in the studio next week, and I'll make sure I get you guys some samples as well.
Perfect.
The new birthday cake is out, so I'm excited. I can't wait. I haven't tried it yet. So, Bruce, I'm going to eat about 14 of them at the Lou Ferrigno this weekend. Lou Ferrigno Legacy this weekend. It's going to be fun. Heading down with Dan Kennedy. He's also in the house today, so thank you for coming in and filming. And so we have like gadgets everywhere. I don't even know where to start. I'm excited. I'm overstimulated with goodness. Spin Gym, shout out to you, Forbes Riley. When
What's
you
up,
hear
Forbes?
this story, yeah, I know, Denise.
Yay.
I mean, we're hoping that Forbes is going to Skype in. I don't know. She's such a busy woman, but this little gadget, I'm going to call it, has changed our lives.
Absolutely.
And I can't even tell you. All I'm going to say is the number 555. Remember that number because we're going to get back to it at the end of the show. And just such a phenomenal experience with this fitness equipment. We got some CBD products. Everyone's pretty skeptical about CBD. So let's break it down so that people can understand this a little bit better today, Joshua. Let's talk about what CBD is, why it's good for you, and the health benefits to help people with ailments, diseases, pain management, sleep management, mood disorders, all these different things that a lot of people don't really realize what it's doing for them.
Well, first and foremost, it's very, very important for me to make clear that I'm not one to make medical claims. I can only share my story.
Yes.
I do a lot of research. I encourage everybody, like I do everybody. I encourage people to Google like Israeli studies on cannabis and CBD, and just read their research. But for me, my personal testimony with it is I've had 2 back surgeries. My first introduction to it was back surgery.
Okay.
And I made edibles I
Okay.
was terrified. I'd worked with complex disabilities for most of my life,
Okay.
and I'd been around a lot of people that had abused pain medication, and I was terrified.
Okay.
So I used cannabis brownies.
Oh,
that was
that's
a
what you're saying. I was like, you made edibles. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
how can I
well,
do
I made
this?
cannabis brownies that, of course, have CBD and cannabis, the THC in it.
Okay.
And I was able to avoid taking pain medication.
Yes, great.
The second back surgery was a little bit different. I'm from Oklahoma, so getting cannabis, or at least quality cannabis, was an issue at the time. And so I had to use pain medication. I was immediately addicted. I burned
To
through
the pain medication?
Oh yeah,
You
And
should have just come over to Canada for the BC Bud. It
I
would
should
been
have.
Perfect.
had
right?
I been using. And at that time, to be honest with you, I did not know a lot about cannabis or CBD. There wasn't a lot of really legitimate research out there. It wasn't until after being on 9 medications, I abused. We're going to go here. I had a history of abusing cocaine and methamphetamines and any other drug I could get my hands on. And I was also on over 9 medications
Okay.
at different times that the doctors had prescribed me. And it was making me crazy, as if the drugs were not going to make me crazy enough. The psychiatric meds I was on too, it robbed me of who I was.
I would like to stop you right
Yeah.
there. Denise, I know you know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen this. You've experienced it, and I've seen it as your, as your coach, personal assistant, and doing rehabilitation with you. I've never seen such a traumatic change through what you just went through. Can you share
Yes.
that experience with everybody, please?
I was over medicated as well. It took many doctors, many years, and each of them prescribed medications, but none of them ever said, oh, let's stop this one, let's stop that one. No, they just added on, and I thought, okay.
Yeah.
But then I got to a place where I became almost like a zombie. I wasn't really there. My personality disappeared, and I became almost comatose. Went to the emergency room. I spent in about 2 months' time 4 different hospitalizations until the last one. They finally got their ducks in a row, and they said, no more this, no more that, no more of the other thing. And they parsed it down to what really was necessary. And then also to go along with the cannabis thing, I got my medical marijuana thing, and the gentleman was the doctor. He was very, very knowledgeable about the different kinds of things that MS patients suffer with, and gave us things that would help. And so where sometimes my feet don't want to go to sleep when the rest of me wants to go to sleep. And so they still think a party's going on. And my husband says, are you going to go to sleep yet? And I said, well, you talk to the feet because the face ain't listening. I don't know what's going on. But we finally, one of the cannabis products we would put that on. It had eucalyptus oil and some other things in it.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
And
it
so
worked.
there's different
It's
forms of it.
amazing.
Yeah, the topical and then the tinctures, so the serums, and also I guess the vapes.
Yes.
Okay, so and I'm just learning a lot about this as well. So, but it's so great that is out there and available to people. I remember after my shoulder surgery, it was probably about 6.5 years ago, complete rotator tear, bicep, labrum tear. I was a mess and I was in a lot of pain. I had come out from suffering with addictions for many years myself. And it was put on my report, absolutely no drugs for this patient, no pain medicine. And that was instructed by my doctors and also by me and my mom at the time. And they gave me Oxycontin. And the only reason I knew is because I was deathly sick. I was throwing up. They told me it was from the anesthesia, which it was not. It was from the Oxycontin because I never took anything. I think that was probably one of the only things I didn't take. But, the thing is that I just, I was like, I was so sick. And I thought, and I told my doctor, the surgeon at UCLA in British Columbia, and he said to me, I said, don't give me anything. What did you guys give me? I can't take this stuff. Do you understand? This is life or death for me. And he said to me, don't be a hero. And I said, all right. And I walked away and I was like, really? Wow. That just goes to show, the pharmaceutical industry, how they've brainwashed, certain people. And it just infuriated me. And I ended up doing a cryotherapy treatment, which was an ice. Basically, what you do is put a pressure cuff on, pumps ice from the ice bucket, and it comes through a tube, and it puts, constant cold water on there. So that was my pain management. I got through it, very painful, but I'll never, ever, ever forget that experience because, it's frustrating. And I've seen, my mom go through stuff too when she had cancer and she was dying and things like that. And then I also watched my friend Denise over here. When I first started working with you, I watched you in this catatonic state and it was just heartbreaking to me. I didn't know any better because I had never met you before, but I knew that that wasn't you. And it was like watching somebody who was so vibrant and beautiful in life be in this shell and be locked in this prison by these pharmaceutical drugs that just frustrated me. And, now we see you just shining. Every time I see you look even brighter and more vibrant, it makes me so happy, that there's other alternatives out there that are holistic and healthy.
Yep.
And, and we're uncovering them. The pharmaceutical industry is not too happy about it, but we are.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little bit about what life was like before. So Denise, let's talk about your job and, what you were doing. And
I started working at my life job, the one that I had for 25 years, the first full-time job I had at Golden West College in Huntington Beach. It was great. I didn't know that I was getting older because the student body changed, and so I was keeping pace with them. And then my kids got older, and I started to realize the student body is changing. They're younger, but that don't mean I'm not older. And it sucked. It really sucked. And then the disease decided to take more of a priority in my life. And I had to accept the reality that I couldn't do what I had loved for 25 years. I needed to shift gears and do something different. And so I resigned, and I had enough of retirement built up that I was able to disability retire. But
yeah, and I'd like to know too, Denise,
shock.
Because a lot of us, there's medical things that happen to us in life, and we're misdiagnosed, we're not diagnosed, things are undetected. There's a lot of different things that can happen. What was it like in your case? Were there tests that they ran? Did it take them a while to figure it out? Did they figure out right away? And how did the doctors respond, and were they helpful to you?
The emergency room, when I finally got there, they were the neurologist that was there, Johnny on the spot, and he was able to get a what did they call it? It was a working diagnosis.
Okay.
Because by the time I got the tests that was spinal tap, I think is what they do. And so by the time they got a sample of the spinal fluid, enough days had gone by that it was no longer considered to be a real strong indicator. So we had to wait till later when it was called relapsing remitting at that time. And so it cleared up, the first blush cleared up, and then I thought, back to normal. swinging at the bars and doing all the things that a single kid did. And it hit again, and I thought, oh, this is not fun. And so, but they were able to then hang the definitive diagnosis that, yes, that's what this was.
Okay.
So,
And what were your first signs that you had MS?
the numbness, the tingling, the instability on 2 feet and high heels. It was like, yeah, drunk again, huh? What? And so it just stuff like that, disorientation. And I was told these are all symptoms. And so it's like, good, I'm glad they go away. Relapsing, remitting. I liked that it would disappear, but it always then came back. And then later, well, when I hit the 45 range, after we had the kids, it was like, okay, my insulation is no longer there. And so it started to take a toll. It was minor things at first, and then you try to be gracious about it. And I adopted a walker. And I said that it was my, what is that called? Camel. And I would load that thing up with papers and go from one office to the other office to back again. And so, but I had my camel, so it worked out all right. And when it got to the point where I had to have a wheelchair, that started to get to me a bit more. Reality was not kind, or at least I wasn't as gracious as I could have been.
It's hard to hold your spirit and your, and just hold it together in general. I mean, I can't imagine, because, I've never experienced anything like that. I can only sympathize and empathize with you and have compassion for you. But you amaze me every single week that I see you.
We have too much fun.
We do have fun, but you allow me to have the freedom to become more grateful as a human being. And I feel very blessed and honored that you're in my life. And, there's times where I feel, sorry that you had to go through this experience in order to be such a beautiful vessel for other people to have hope and inspiration and motivation and that will and that get up and go every day, because you do. When I see you come into the door, I mean, let alone Ziggy, I call him my dog now too, because she is so cute. And I'm just like, you come to the door and, just the way you are and who you are is remarkable. How do you get through those days? How do you keep your spirit so alive?
It's a choice. It's an absolute choice. It's like, I'm sorry, but there's no rain in the clouds. I just don't need that. I don't want that. I look for the sunshine. My backyard is full of things that bloom flowers, and I enjoy them. I enjoy the geckos. I try to protect the cotton pickers from the dog, and I tell her that, I'm sorry, but those are my friends. You pick on my friends, you're going to be sorry. And the butterflies and all of the things that are in the backyard, sharing space, and it's just, I enjoy all of those things. And they're alive and I'm alive.
Yes.
I just really get a tickle out of being able to be there and enjoy all of those things. So I don't know.
Such a beautiful,
That's awesome.
beautiful soul. And that's why for me, it's just, every single day, if I'm having a slightly off day or a really off day, I just, I put things in perspective and go, wow, things could be so much worse, Trace, so much worse. And, just living in gratitude is the only way to be, because without gratitude, we cannot get through this world, because, it can be ugly and there's a lot of obstacles. As you know, too, Joshua, you've been through some stuff, a lot of our, a couple of our things were self-inflicted, but, we learn from our lessons and we move forward and we become better individuals. And, I've heard you speak. We did a Facebook Live together. We didn't know each other. We just, I don't know, we stumbled upon one another through Facebook reunion type of thing. And I don't even know how it happened, but it happened and it was beautiful. And the synergy was there. We got to experience TD Jakes together the other day.
That's right. That was amazing.
And the Rock Church in San Diego. And wow, I mean, and it was funny. When I asked you, I was like, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And I knew what you were going to say. Only because I saw your spirit and I saw exactly who you were when we were there. And, it's interesting how people are put in your life for a reason.
Oh, God.
And,
it's amazing. Yeah. And it's mesmerizing because it's like you've dropped out of thin air. But that's life. And I think when you go on your journey and you set out to live your purpose and fulfill your calling, God places people in your life and they just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And whether it's for an hour or it's a lifetime or a few months, they're there for a reason. And it was really special. So, I mean, I did you ever see the Facebook post? So the day before, like we
Yes,
did the interview.
I did,
okay, you finally saw it.
Yeah.
So Facebook does the flashback post. So 2 years ago on this day, last Friday, I had posted this paragraph that was in the new TD Jakes book from 2 years ago. And it was basically about living your purpose. And I was like, now's the time for me. And that 2 years ago, coincidentally, is when I made my life change. I made a life change. I won't start preaching. Anyway, so 2 years, we do this interview and then you invite me after, and the coincidence could not have been any more. I don't believe in coincidences, but it blew my mind. And then going to the event to hear him speak and then seeing that stage and going, this is the stage I have seen myself speaking from from the age of 10 to now. Yeah. And here I am. And it was just like getting hit in the face with a new reality. Yeah. And something came alive in me. And I've been in a couple movies and I gave myself a speaking part that they actually kept. And
I love how you said, I gave myself.
I did. It seemed right. It seemed right for me to talk at this moment and they kept it. And I was like, how did I get away with that?
I'm
that
totally going to try that next time I'm in a background role.
And I'm so grateful for Henny Morales for allowing this to happen. But I was just supposed to be an extra that got a really cool part as an extra. But then I gave myself a speaking line and they kept it. and then having the opportunity now to do radio. This is something I grew up listening to. Talk radio and Larry King, and like, this is what I want to do. I never wanted to be in sales, but I did that my whole life. Yeah. And my whole life I did that. I was a freaking miserable mess. Yeah. And getting these opportunities and seeing it, and I've always wanted to, now that having my life right and wanting to share my story and connect and empower others and encourage people to seek help and not wait too long. And it's never too late to turn your life around. Never.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so those messages, so being TD Jakes, I'm not even kidding about that. I want to be the white, skinnier version of TD Jakes.
Yeah, and mine.
And I don't mean that as disrespectful. I just, at all. I just want to be more in shape.
That's okay to have that. What I was thinking, I wanted to offer TD Jakes some workouts too, because he looks good. He's a great, healthy man. He preaches so much great stuff. I hate when I have lipstick stuck to my teeth. And but he is such a phenomenal man. It would be great to see the full holistic spectrum of everything, because to have the body, mind, and spirit all connected. And that's what wellness is about. And that's what we talk about here. And it's not talking about the physicality, saying, oh, it'd be great to see TD Jakes, shredded with an 8-pack. I'm talking body, mind, and spirit connected. Right. And having all that. And that's what, a lot of this is too, the CBD and things like that. And because people are like, oh, do you do drugs, or do you smoke pot or smoke weed? Or I don't even actually like smoke the vape or anything, because that's just not me. I don't enjoy that. But, for me, this is a better understanding of how to listen to my body, treat my body with, different things, whether it's acupuncture, whether it's massage, whether it's like different types of therapy, But to rub this stuff, like the topical stuff, on my injuries, I have a lot of injuries. If you guys know me, I played sports my whole life. I've broken pretty much the whole right side of my body, including my cheekbone and my neck and my back. So I have a lot of injuries, a lot of pain. So this stuff is incredible. And I just wish that everybody didn't have this, thing around it where it's like, oh, you're doing this bad thing, you're doing drugs.
But if my mom can change her mind, because it simply is just read the research.
Yes.
Now there's studies that show that CBD is in breast milk, so it's essential to helping your baby's brain develop and your bones develop. Now there's another study that came out that if you have a fracture, CBD is one of the most important things that you can take because it stimulates bone growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's just like going, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's endless.
My friend Mark Valinsky, amazing man, he came on my show. I'd fractured my foot in 2 places running down Cowles Mountain up in San Diego. I don't recommend that. And
I only run from the
was in
cops.
so much pain, and I was like, no, I'm not getting my foot set. I can't do this. I got to be in physical shape. I can't. So I was like, no, we're not resetting my foot again for the 3rd time. So basically what he said to me is he gave me the best advice. He said to me, well, do you talk to your foot? And I knew exactly where he was going with it. Other people would be like, okay, that's crazy. But he was like, okay, well, you talk to plants, you talk to your animals, you talk to your kids, you talk to yourself and tell yourself positive affirmations. Why would you not talk to your body? And listen, wait for it. Mic drop. And the thing is that you can actually heal your body by the power of the mind. So this is another tool combined with it. I spoke to my foot, which was fractured in 2 places in the biggest parts of the bone of the foot. I couldn't even walk. And I put CBD cream on it for 2.5 months. And I am almost pain-free. And the swelling, everything has gone down. It's completely reset itself. I can show you the x-ray to prove it. And there's no way that this would happen. But it's the power of the mind, but you can heal your own body. So what we talk about all the time, Denise, isn't it? Yeah, of course we can do this. Look at her hand. That's amazing. This woman has been through so much. I mean, when I met her, her hand was clenched and I said, hey, no, she was saying my hand's stubborn. This is a stubborn one. This is the tough one. I said, no, let's change that. Let's go back and we're going to say, this is not the stubborn one. This one cooperates. She's great. She's a goddess. Whatever we say, we change it around every week.
Pretty hand.
She's a pretty hand.
It's just pretty.
And she does cooperate. And she is beautiful.
Love it.
Look
she
at
rides.
what she is gorgeous. Because what's happened is now we've got this motion. When Denise, I came in on Monday morning, we were having a little conversation like we do, getting set up before we do the rehabilitation, our strength training exercises. She's strong, by the way. Watch out for this one. She was telling me a story, and what she did is actually started talking with the left hand. I've never seen her do that. And this is such proof that, working on your body, it's not the physicality, guys. It's not all about just looking good. It's about working on the body, strengthening the mind, body, mind, and spirit, and the soul. It all works together. And you are living absolute proof of this.
Oh, yeah. Tricep. Oh.
And you think about it too, Joshua. You think about it this way. The power of choice, which Denise talked about, is that how did you get clean and sober for 2 years? You made a choice, right?
Oh, it was a choice. And it was also the desire to do the work, to live the life that I was supposed to live.
Absolutely.
That for me was everything. I really do give CBD a lot of credit for helping. Like I got off bipolar medication, ADHD medication, pain pills, sleeping medication. I could go on and on and on. So that alone, and then feeling normal, realizing, wait a second, I really like how I feel. When I was talking about this earlier, it wasn't that I was head into cocaine doing all that. I was taking all of these meds. I had a lot of early trauma. I was taking all of these medications. And so I didn't feel normal. So cocaine, like elevated me and made me feel normal.
Yeah.
But then I threw my life away and completely wrecked everything in my path.
Of course.
When I decided to quit taking the meds, and I don't recommend what I did, and I'm actually not going to even say what I did, but when I started using CBD, the method of getting off of those meds, I do not recommend because it's highly dangerous.
Yes,
but,
I do want to add that to you guys because I've actually lost quite a few friends and people in my life, and just recently, because of that exact thing, taking herself off medication, off bipolar medication. I also have very close friends to me that have PTSD. They have bipolar. They have a lot of brain injuries, things like that. Gone off their medications and ended up hanging themselves and killing themselves.
Yeah, please don't do it.
So,
please talk to a doctor and talk to a doctor that actually knows and understands cannabis and CBD, because what I did was extremely dangerous, but I was at a point in my life where I was ready to die. I was trying to kill myself. So that's why I didn't care. That said, don't do what I did.
Yeah.
Talk to a doctor and say, is this a safe alternative for me? And do what they say, but make sure they actually understand what the heck cannabis is and what it can do. And drug interactions. And another thing that's important for me to say, since we're talking about this, don't just start using cannabis or CBD and thinking that you're going to be okay if you are on other medications.
Yes.
That's another thing that you need to talk to your doctor about, because it scares me to death now that California is legalizing cannabis and making it recreational. I'm glad there's a 35% tax. I wish they would make it a 75% tax, because if you have your medical card, you don't get taxed.
Yeah.
So go see a doctor. Do the right thing, because I promise you, you will have you're setting yourself up for a miserable experience when it could be the best thing you've ever done in your life. But do it the right way.
Yeah. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And it'd be so nice. It will be nice when we, enlighten the world and get people awake and let them know that these medications are killing us. We have Dr. Bart Billings, who's going to be a guest on the show next week. I'm absolutely honored and excited to have him on here.
That guy's awesome.
He's the author of Invisible Scars. Also my friend Dino Zagrafis, a SWAT officer, head of the bomb squad in San Diego. So we're going to be talking about PTSD. We're going to be talking about getting off medications and all these things, because we're keeping people sick, and we're killing off people because the pharmaceutical companies. And I know that hopefully I don't go missing after the show, but if I do, you guys will know why. At least I got to have a voice. Yes, right. Go hunt them down. But that's the thing, because who are they? I always like to get a second opinion as well. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety and every blah, 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 blah. And you're coming off addictions and eating disorders and all these things. And they were like, we're going to put you on this, and this. So I started with an anxiety medication, and then I tried to start with these other ones. And I could not believe it. I was more depressed. And again, it's like being locked in your own body. Like what you said about doing the cocaine to raise up the serotonin, because you're actually getting yourself back up to normal because you're at a ketonic state. Then you're doing this, and then so you're up and down and mixing these drugs. Look at the bunch of the celebrities and all these other people, in Hollywood that have combined these depressants, these uppers, downers, and barbiturates and alcohol, and they're dying. We've arrested a lot of different people that are friends in China last year, the wrestler, and, it's just terrible. So it's having that outlet to go out there and get the research done, getting your own research done, but then also getting different second, third, fourth opinions, especially, in different cases.
And if you have a doctor too, that is not, they're not really educated on cannabis or CBD, the research is out there for you to explore it yourself to see if it's something you think might be good for you. And I'm not talking about in a recreational sense. I'm talking about for medicinal use. And the research is out there for you to be able to go read it for yourself, make the decision for yourself, and then take it to a doctor and present it. If your doctor, and I've worked with doctors for 23 years, so I can say this, if your doctor's not willing to take you serious and read the research you bring them, fire them.
Yeah.
To me, that is malpractice. And again, and I have this argument. I mean, I'm in the business of basically educating doctors and presenting them. I have a lot of doctors that are leaving their medical practice that are coming over to cannabis because they're seeing how transformative it is.
Yeah.
That's powerful when you have a plastic surgeon willing to leave their practice.
Yes.
So, but at the same time, there is still a fight. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And it also, the industry, what scares me about the cannabis industry as a whole is that it's making the same mistakes that healthcare made. I worked in healthcare, as I expressed with you, and I negotiated contracts on behalf of complex disabilities and to provide that equipment. And I got to see the underbelly of how the insurance world works. But the fraud is from the patient, it's from the doctor, it's from the hospital, and it's from the insurance companies. And believe it or not, I'm seeing the same exact things happening in cannabis. That's a scary thought to me. That terrifies me. And the people in the industry that are trying to cut corners and not do things the right way, one of the biggest issues right now that's happening is this is a CBD only product for pets, right?
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this.
So this is important that I bring this up. There are a lot of companies out there that are they're not extracting the THC completely out of the product. So you have people, including animals, that are getting high when they had no intention of doing so because these companies are not doing the right thing. You have to work with a reputable brand, and you need to do your research. And that's something that I'm doing in the industry. I don't work for anybody. I have my own company. I'm a service. I do this with skincare. I do it with cosmetics, and I'm doing it with cannabis as well. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm a resource for people to help guide them. Like, what are your needs? What's going on? Okay, this is who you should see. This is the doctor you should see. Or this may be a good brand for you or a good product for you. And I've done my research. I've worked on the private label, the manufacturing side, so I get to see, the crap brands, and I get to see the quality ones too. And the thing that scares me about the people doing it wrong, people are scared of big business. Well, when everybody starts going in and committing fraud and doing things the wrong way, you're going to go out of business. Then all the big companies are going to come buy you for pennies of the dollar. That don't think that that's a good thing for the industry. Because the way that they make money, the way they make billions of dollars is making inferior products. And the perfect example of that is every skincare product most people buy. Those $500 products that cost $1 to make. That's a whole other show. But anyway,
you're right.
So you got to be careful, educate yourselves, and if you're in the business and you're listening, do the right thing. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, and do it for the people that are using your products. Do the right thing. Don't screw people over, or I promise you it will come back on you a lot faster than you think.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. And I would like to tap into the understanding of for pets. As everybody knows, I have a 16-year-old Boston Terrier. He's my baby, Jackson, and he's actually sick right now. And he's going through a couple different things, and I don't know what his issues are, but he always had anxiety growing up. He's my baby, of course. But he always had anxiety. I just don't, he's like very high strung. So he's like, They say their pets are like their owners. So I guess that goes for something.
That would explain, like running around. That would explain my dog.
Yes, they say that. It's true. So how do we find a good product, and how do we research this and know that it's okay? Because our pets are like our kids, and we want to make sure that we're not over. Someone asked me a question the other day. Can you give the regular cannabis CBD to your pets that you use for humans? Do you know how to do you have the answer to that?
Here's the deal. I've heard so many mixed things on that. I'm not comfortable saying one way or another. I prefer if it's pet specific and I get mine through a vet. Now, this product I have here is actually, this is what I give my English Bulldog.
You recommend this?
I recommend Bespoke Infused. Absolutely. It's Bespoke Extracts.
Where do we find it?
You can buy it online, or you can actually get it through. I can help you. Like if you guys reach out to me, I can help you and probably save you a lot of money too. It's expensive. So this brand is actually made to sell through doctors.
Well, we
So
want
you're
that
not
high
something. I
quality.
didn't mean to say you can buy this other stuff online. You can't buy this online.
Okay.
Because this is going to sell through doctors' offices, but I can help arrange you to get it.
Okay.
I give this to my English bulldog. She's 4 years old. She's already having hip issues. But she loves it. She loves the taste. Like when she knows it's on her food, the food's gone in 5 seconds. It's been amazing for her. Plus, I have a 964-year-old Cocker Spaniel. That's my
Yeah.
stepdog.
Is that it? Yeah.
It's 964 in dog years, and he's been using this for about a week.
Okay.
And his tremors are already starting to go away. So,
Okay.
Is it safe to use for humans? Would I take it? No, just because it says it's for pets. And I don't eat dog food, even though the food I feed my dog is better than the food I eat. So
Yeah, that happens.
I think it should be safe, but I'm not
Awesome.
comfortable answering that question.
Okay, that's okay. We're going to check that out because I'd like to find that. Also, I wanted to gain this information as well for Robin because we were going to get that information over to her. Robin's also a phenomenal woman that, is part of our family. Yeah, is part of our caregiving family. So,
Well, this is for you, your dog, actually.
Oh my gosh,
Not for you.
yay.
Don't take
Thank
it.
you.
You can have that.
thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yay, Jackson, Mommy's got treats.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
Thank
actually
you
a
so
spray,
much.
and you spray it on top of the dog food, and it legitimately tastes like bacon.
Oh my god.
They have a Are
So
you familiar?
don't eat it.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
eat bacon anyway,
I have
I'm
some
good.
eggs and spray the bacon flavor on top. Are you familiar with Manuka honey?
I am, yes.
So the human product. So there's a sport product which is great. I take this right after I work out.
Okay.
Amazing for recovery.
Okay.
But there's a Manuka honey CBD tincture product.
Okay.
That's excellent. I've had the worst cough for a month and a half.
Okay.
I started using it in 2 days. My cough had disappeared.
Oh wow.
So Manuka honey is a natural antibacterial. And I swear by that product. I really, really like it. Just from an overall health standpoint,
I had never heard of it.
I really am a big fan of it.
Okay.
I'm shocked. And it's
Yeah.
it's CBD only. It's a full spectrum crystallized
Yeah, I've
CBD.
read up on it. So, I mean, this goes to show you there's so much out there that, that can give us a better quality of life and help us through, whether it's an ailment, mood disorders, any kind of thing we're going through. For you, Denise, how does this change your life in a better way?
I'm a lot more comfortable. I mean, it makes my life more comfortable.
Yeah.
I get through whatever I'm going through more comfortably.
Yes,
Get that
exactly.
all around that word.
I gets us all.
Yeah. So if you can be comfortable, that's a better way to live your life.
Absolutely.
You
yes.
can smile bigger
Mm-hmm.
because you feel better on the inside.
I love her. She's so cute. And let's talk about, we've probably got about 6.5 minutes left. So let's talk about exercise and how exercise changes the quality of our life. Speaking about serotonin and raising these levels of endorphins and amazing things through our body, exercise does that for us. And I don't know where I would be without exercise. It's helped me through my addictions. It's helped me through a lot of my trauma. And it's helped me through a lot of things in life. And, people always say, oh, she's so excessive with exercise. And I said, well, you know what? Exercise saved my life and it will continue to save my life.
Absolutely.
So you know what? It's better than the alternative. And this is my drug of choice now. So thank you.
Very
and
nice.
you stay in your own lane and I'll stay in mine because mine's in the exercise lane. I have been using this spin gym, especially with a busy schedule. My life is busy. I'm always on the go. I don't have a lot of time to do workouts. And when I don't do workouts, I'm kind of like when I'm hangry, I'm not nice if I don't work out. So, and everybody close to me knows that. I'm like, yeah, they're like, have you worked out yet today? I'm like, no. They're like, you should hit the gym. I was like, I got it. Okay, I'm good. So Denise and I have been working together. We do our exercises with weights and coordination and stimulation exercises. But the spin gym, I told you guys to remember 555. It's not only my favorite number, but 555 is a number that Denise and I have gotten to with the spin gym. This has created a bond between us and also a connection. Like I I can't explain. You and I can't explain.
Special.
It is. And, you know, just being able to do something together, the vibration of this exercise also works very well with stimulation of the muscles and just firing off synapses of the muscles and getting everything fired up in there, letting it know it's stimulating it, getting it worked. And we did this 555 times. And what I mean by that is this beautiful young woman over here grabbed one side, I grabbed the other, we spun it up, and we pull and we spin. We work in our shoulders, our arms, our triceps, our biceps. Don't make me flex because I got my long sleeve on today. But we're working all these different muscle groups. And it's just such a phenomenal product. You could do it at home. You can do it anywhere.
Anywhere.
And, you know, and you're getting fit no matter what. And and it's just, I can't say enough about it. How has your experience been with the spin gym?
Oh, once I got the rhythm, it was like, I like the vibration. It's good. We work on all the muscle groups, and then I get the other arm involved because I don't want to lose you on it. After so many, it's like it starts to slip. So I grab with the other arm, and so we just keep it up. And so this arm gets a little workout. This arm gets a lot of workout.
It kind of looks like this. She takes one side and I take the other. So you can, well, actually get you to grab that there.
Got it? Oops.
Didn't she already do this 555 times?
Yeah, but we're just gonna show you guys because we did this Monday.
I can only do it like 20.
Once it's spun up, we grab it and we pull and we pull and we pull. And we keep going. We have conversations. We have a chat. We just keep going and going and going. So, I mean, what's our number for next Tuesday?
675.
We have to tell them why we picked that number.
Oh, because we don't like the next natural number.
Set of numbers. Yes, thank you.
That makes me nervous, too.
We're going to work on something that is a positive influence.
I like the number 675.
We do too.
Yeah, 666 was just not working for us. So we've decided to
not working for it.
Yeah, bypass that and go straight for that. And it's just been such a great experience. Forbes Riley, you know, shout out to you. Talk about people kind of flying out of the, you know, midair. Forbes came into my life and, you know, taught me that I am enough. And I loved how you said that earlier because, you know, every day that I wake up and I go, oh, you know, just whether you're struggling or whatever it is, it's just like, just remember you are enough. You are enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And that's why like fitness and health is so important because it gets your mind right and it just sets you up for success. And that's why I love also the alkaline water, you know, Richard has brought into my life too.
My headache's gone. I'm so happy.
I know,
I'm so
right?
happy right now.
Exactly. So the alkaline water, I don't know how long, you know, we're going to get more into detail. We're going to actually have another show. Richard can come on. Richard can even just, you know, kind of come back here and we can talk about it for a few minutes because I know you were the expert on it.
Right.
So if you don't mind standing, I love your shirt, by the way. It makes me feel like I'm going to Jamaica tonight and it makes me happy.
That sounds good.
It makes me happy. Are you okay standing? Because I can actually.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about alkaline water. We can even swing a chair around if we can. Okay,
Well,
just for a second. Watch your phone there. So the alkaline water, tell us what the benefits are from alkaline water to regular water to spring water to all the different waters that are out there for us. What is the difference and why should we drink alkaline water?
Well, if you are diabetic, 40 pounds overweight, and not doing very well, and a friend comes by and gives me some special water. He called it living water, and I still do today. That 30 days later, I was able to lose the weight. I was also able to go back, and I was no longer diabetic. I was able to get rid of medications. My skin cleared up. For people that have asthma, it helps those people as well because of the microclustering of the molecules that actually takes place when it's going through this machine process. And because it splits off the oxidation part of the water and takes all the bad stuff out, well, then you're left with these microclusters. And the best way to describe this is a natural molecule for water let's say it's like a baseball and you want to throw it against the chain link fence. Well, when that happens, it bounces off every time. Well, that's water in its normal state. So as it goes through this process, it actually gets electrically charged, which splits the water and takes the oxidation side out, and then it puts antioxidants into the water. But at this point in time, I'm going to use the analogy of BBs. So you take a handful of BBs and throw them against the fence, it's going to go right through. Well, that's the same thing that happens with this water. And the best part is you can make it fresh all day long, or you can take it with you. But the best part is you know where your source is, and being able to do that. I mean, I sold my 68 Classic Impala because I knew my health and my family's health was more important. And that was back in 2009. Today I'm 59 plus and I'm no longer diabetic. I still have the weight off and I feel fantastic. And it's all attributed to changing the water. I mean, our bodies are, 70-some% water. Well, if you can change just that piece of it, just how much greater is that going to be for your body? So, that's how we take care of our insides. But then we also have to take a look at when we take showers, because then we're in another situation where we're soaking everything in on the outside. Well, there's also other machines like an Anespa, and what it does, it actually takes out all the chlorine. It adds minerals to it, so it's like having a spa, and it comes out the shower head, and it actually adds moisturizer to your skin as opposed to drying things out. And it's just amazing. And then you're really getting your body clean of all the contaminants in the water or in the plastic bottles. You don't know how long the water's been in the bottles. Has it been hot? Has it been cold?
Yes.
You have no idea. And so you need to take control of like we all do in our lives. And the best way to do that, we found, was just to change our water, and it's changed our life for the best.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah, and I love the test studies too. They talk about, doing the alkaline water. I was talking about this yesterday too, just the moons, the nail beds, the moon part of your nail beds within the first 3 to 4 days will become whiter. The whites of your eyes will become whiter. I mean, if it changes the dynamic of that in your body within 3 to 4 days, can you imagine at a cellular level what it's doing?
Exactly.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
And we don't think like one little change, and it's a big change, but it's a little change, can change the whole chemistry of your body and your DNA. And I love that because we're actually going to, I know we're actually having a friend of mine, Steve Ross, and one of his friends, we're going to be having on people with talking about diabetes and how we can cure diabetes. And, this is a great example of it as well with you. You're living proof of it. Yeah. So, Richard, where do we find the machines that you're working with so that, we can get everybody healthy and well again?
Well, I have my website, buildingthenumber4yoursuccess.com.
Okay.
And there's more information about the water and all of the attributes that it can do for you. Okay. I also have, if people want to reach out to me on Facebook, I'm at J. Richard Hogate.
Okay.
And they can, that's just the letter J. Okay. And I can also get them a demo link so they can actually see the 7 different types of water this machine actually puts out, in addition to the pH water.
Nice.
So it's amazing.
You guys let them know that TLC Unleashed sent you from the TLC Unleashed show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life. So then Richard knows who you guys are, so we'll take extra special care of you. Absolutely. And figure that out so that we can set you up in a great system of a health and wellness program. Thank you so much, Richard. We're going to bring Joshua back onto the show, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I know Joshua is just like downing these water bottles. He's downing them, chucking them down. He's like, yeah.
I'm gonna take that jug home with me.
Yeah,
actually,
no,
I'm gonna wrestle you
to
for
fight
it.
me for
I'll
it.
give it to you as a gift.
Oh, well, where's my jug?
Monday.
Well,
yeah,
you can
you're the host of the show.
You can-
I'm just a
Monday.
Yeah. Oh,
Monday.
see, you know what? Yeah, exactly. I love it. We can all share. We all get water.
It really is amazing, and I'm blown away because that headache was menacing, and so I'm very grateful that you showed up in my life today with a big jug of water.
Everybody's consuming the water before. And
Yes. Yes.
I thought that was my skincare.
Magnified.
A little bit of each.
Okay, I'll
Denise,
go with that.
since you have such a great attitude and outlook on life, can you please share with the viewers and listeners what you would say to anybody out there suffering with multiple sclerosis, MS, and how they can get through each and every day?
Choose to walk on the light side, the happy side. Find the happy. There's got to be something in your life that makes you smile. Choose the happy side, because the sad side or the bad side, the frown will be there. But yeah, we're going to be happy.
I love that. I love it.
I love it. I knew you'd make me cry somehow, some way. I just want to say how much I appreciate you and thank you for being on this planet and just being such a blessing to me in my life and to so many other people. And I know that you've shared the hope and the courage and the strength tonight for other people out there who are going through the same thing. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Joshua, you've been through a lot. You know, you've gone through some stuff. You're glowing. You're dynamic. You've got a lot of great things going for you. What do you do every single day? Tell these guys, what do you do to keep it going? Getting out of the rut and moving forward.
My relationship with Christ is everything, and I'm not trying to bring in a sermon, but my relationship with Christ is everything. And looking forward to doing the work and getting to know. There's a lot of like not every question's answered.
Yeah.
But doing the work and my devotionals and writing, praying, and then sometimes just shutting up and listening.
Amen.
I'll tell you where I've learned, where I've grown. Let's just say, let's just take the spirituality side out of it. The further I've gone to living my purpose and like going that thing that I knew I was supposed to be when I was a kid, and all the flashes and the images that I had placed on me in my brain, the visions that I would have, the more I went towards that direction to seek that out, the more my relationship grew with Christ and being able to trust to be, you know what, me being in control is not working, surrendering that control, and just seeking that thing that's pulling me inside my heart, seeking that shows me miracles. And we heard something so stinking profound, I cannot get it out of my head, and I want to understand it and like dissect it, but it was so simple. The blessing is in the breaking. And so, and I get emotional, like walking to the gym and I just listening to audio on my walk there and hearing that and thinking about like going, everything has been worth it. And then I could have made it easier on myself years ago. I could have absolutely made things easier, but I'm a hard-headed son of a gun. But thinking that every time that I break, every time a door closes, every time someone says no, every time I have a deal fall through, every time I'm wondering how in the heck am I going to pay for rent this month, every time that happens, I look at it now as going, there's a blessing in this, and I appreciate it, and I enjoy it, and then I see the miracles. And and when you test God like that, it's amazing what's revealed. So that for me is everything. But I do the work. I constantly seek him out. I constantly cry out because I need it. Because guess what? Me in control. I'm a Tasmanian devil.
I'm a Stitch from
Gemini.
The Gemini side comes out really bad.
Yeah. What keeps me from being a Stitch in Lilo and Stitch is having God in my life as well. Getting out of my own way, surrendering, and knowing that it's not my will. And it's funny, and not a lot of people like to talk about God or having Christ in their life, and that's okay, because you know what? It's saved my life many times over. I've been blessed, and it's been disguised in many shapes, different forms, people, places, and things, and a lot of heartbreaks, setbacks, obstacles, and disappointments. And the biggest thing for me is forgiveness.
Amen.
And, I definitely have God in my life, and he's picked me up from broken and blessed me with a beautiful life and beautiful people in my life like this. Denise, thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you for being here today. I always get excited about when I get to see you next. And so that's next Tuesday, 10 a.m. And thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And thank you, Richard, for coming on. You guys definitely want to check him out on social media and get set up on one of his alkaline water systems. Joshua LeBerglin, thank you so much. You are an incredible blessing in life. You definitely are going to be that. Well, you're going to get even more shredded. You're going to be that white shredded TD Jakes powerhouse.
That's right.
You got this dynamo.
I know a really good trainer named Traci. Lynn.
There we
Cowan.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I already got the workouts for you. Don't worry.
Sweet.
Lee, I have full faith in you that your nutrition plan is going to be successful. Forbes Riley, thank you for the Spin Gym. Thank you for the
Love you,
CBD
Forbes.
products, you guys. And thank you to Buzz Pop Cocktails, Quest Nutrition. You guys, it's been a phenomenal show. I want to thank Dan Kennedy behind the camera today.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you so much for everything, you guys. Thanks for being here tonight. We're here every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The TLC Unleashed Show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life. Until next time.